Hi everybody, Ty Lord here with a pickups video. One game and some good movies this week. I spent like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Must have been like $8. These are $8 and some change for these 99-cent movies at Rasputin's. And I got one game. I stopped by the used retro video game store and picked up a game I had never played, but I've really been into the N64 lately, playing games. I just beat Shadow Man, and I played through some other ones last year. It's Hybrid Heaven and Fighting Force 64. I've been enjoying N64 lately. Shadow Man's probably my new favorite N64 game. So I wanted to try some other ones. I didn't know about this. I didn't know Nightmare Creatures was on N64, so I picked that up. That's usually more than I want to spend on anything. 18 bucks. I thought I'd give that place business because I'm always in there looking around. Yeah, so got Nightmare Creatures. I don't know if it's a hack and slash or beat 'em up or survival horror. I don't know much about it. I just watched a short video on it. It looks like something I would enjoy. So I'll have to hook back up the N64 on the Trinitron. Found some movies. I've seen all of these, so I might be giving some of them away. We'll start off some Disney movies I found. We pay for Disney Channel. My wife likes a bunch of shows on there. I never watch it. I could do without Disney Channel. The only thing I need are these two movies right here. The Rocketeer and Bedknobs and Broomsticks. There's a really cool action movie, or kind of a family-friendly action adventure World War II era movie. Really cool set design, really cool look, almost comic booky, or I don't know, or old serial looking. Really high budget though, Disney movie. I think Joe Johnson, I think he may have directed the new Captain America movie. I can take or leave that movie. I like it. I more prefer the Albert Pyun Captain America from the early 90s. But yeah, this is a cool little action adventure movie. One of my favorite actors, Timothy Dalton, one of the best James Bonds. He plays the villain in here really well. Jennifer Connelly always did it for me. Probably when I was a little kid, I probably even had a crush on her from The Labyrinth. But when she grew up, she really grew up good. I haven't seen her much lately. I think she's still around. I'm not sure about this guy. I think he's Bruce Campbell's cousin, but he played a pretty good leading role. Really cool, like World War II era adventure movie. I'm pretty sure most people have seen that, but I highly recommend that. This one, Bedknobs and Broomsticks, has always been my favorite Disney movie. I like it even more than Mary pardon me, Mary Poppins. It's got Angela Lansbury, who you might know from, oh, she's covered up by the price tag there. You probably know her from Murder, She Wrote. This is a really fun family movie. Also set during World War II, about these orphan kids that get taken in by this reluctant woman, a single woman. She's like middle-aged, and she's single, and she's actually a witch in secrecy, and she's trying to learn spells to help the British fight the Nazis. But she reluctantly takes in these orphan kids, so their home was bombed in London or whatever, and then they become friends. They don't get off too well of a start, but they end up becoming friends, and they meet up with this shyster, a con man. The guy from Mary Poppins, the dad, what's his name? David Tomlinson. He's hecka funny in here. They go all over the world on this bed, this magical bed, to find the words to a spell to create to animate non-animated objects. So they go on all these little fun adventures. They go to this big flea market in London. That's really cool. There's like a bunch of, like, all of the the military from different countries, or they're in London helping out. So you see like a lot of different cultures, like there's like a big dance routine. There's all kinds of different people from different countries doing their own unique little dances. And then it has a cool scene at the end where a museum full of armor fights against the Nazis, kind of in a fun comical way. It's nothing too violent, but and then there's a lot of the Mary Poppins type animation combined with live action. This is from 1973, I believe, or 71. So that's a good year. I think two of my other favorite movies that came out that year was Duel, Steven Spielberg's Duel, and Diamonds Are Forever. Guy Hamilton's Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery, of course. Okay, so that's it for the family movies. I already have these, but man, for $1 a piece, I think I could get a little bit for this and a little bit for that, but I'll probably give it to one of the kids at work that are into movies that I need to culture. Speaking of a good movie that some people haven't seen, David Lynch's Dune, based on the, I can't think of the author's name. He wrote a series of books that are very popular, well written. I've never delved into those, but I loved this movie when I was a kid. Like, to me, this was up there with Star Wars. I think it covered the trilogy in one movie. I know there was a new one that came out. Everyone is on that movie, like they love it, and I liked it too, but this is my Dune right here. It's just so freaking epic and beautiful movie. The sets are so beautiful. It's such a nice science fiction fantasy look. Like up there with Star Wars. It's got David Lynch regular, what's his name? Kyle MacLachlan is the main guy. Has a lot of good roles. Jose Ferreira is the Emperor of the Universe. He's a cool old actor. A small part in here, what's her name? Virginia Madsen plays like the princess of the known universe, and she's gorgeous, but she's not really in the movie that much. But man, she's so beautiful. She has always done it. I guess all female celebrities do it for me, I guess, especially back then. What's his name's in here? The Swedish guy, Max von Sydow, really good. Oh, Sting, not the wrestler Sting, the police, Sting and the Police. He's in here. He plays the bad guy. He's really kooky and over the top. The guy that plays the Baron is the best. Like, he's so over the top and crazy, and he's like a crazy old mean nutcase. I can't think of the actor's name. He was in The Cat's Eye. Anyway, David Lynch is Dune, but this thing is in Spanish, so I wanted to get it for Mario to watch because I don't think he understands English. No, just kidding. No. But it does have English, an English audio, so I got Dune in English and Spanish for $1. Really awesome. So if Mario doesn't want that, I might give it to someone else. I have this movie. I think I have 2 copies of it, but this is in Spanish, which is cool, and in English. I checked or it says back here, it's in English. So there's English audio, the original audio, and Spanish. So really cool, man, really cool. Oh, also Patrick Stewart's in here. Dean Stockwell, a bunch of, a little guy that does Chucky's voice. What's his name? Brad Dourif. He has a really good cast. Yeah, I'm probably missing some. This has a really good cast, really good direct. David Lynch is one of my favorite directors, probably mostly because look at these costumes and stuff. Look how awesome this is. Yeah, really cool movie. Okay, I know. Oh man, I've really been into Fred Williamson lately. He's probably been in 100 movies, and I probably haven't seen half of them. But I've been watching a lot more lately because I want to meet him at this Comic-Con coming up, or not a horror convention con. He's going to be there. I think he's in his 80s, but I can't. He doesn't look to be 80. I just watched a movie with him, a recent movie, and he looks like 60s-ish. But he's always looked good for his age. You know, my man Fred Williamson right here. This guy's a stud. One of my favorite action movie stars of professional football player. I think the Raiders and the Steelers, multiple black belts. Really cool, studly guy, always with a cigar. I don't want to take up smoking because my life insurance would go up, but I might just have to try one. Yeah, this also Bo Svensson, another old stud from that time. This is an Italian movie, Enzo G. Castorelli. I love Enzo G. Castorelli. Did I mention this is Inglourious Bastards? Not the Tarantino one, but this one highly influenced Tarantino. And he even has a conversation with Enzo, the director, on this disc. But this is a high action movie. I love Italian, I guess you could call them exploitation, Italian action movies. Kind of like try to do what the American movies do, but sometimes they do it a lot better. Like all these post-apocalyptic ones, all these science fiction ones, all these war ones. I love them. I love Enzo G. Castorelli, his shark movies. He has like The Last Shark and The Shark Hunter with Franco Nero. He has one or two post-apocalyptic one. I love Enzo G. Castorelli. Yeah, The Hammer, Fred Williamson's in here. This is like, there's like a train. It's been a while since I've seen this, but it's just total nonstop action towards the end. There's like a train jacking, a Nazi train. Really good stuff. Cool World War II movie, really over the top. And I didn't have that. I have the one that's labeled Inglourious Basterds 2 with Fred Williamson and Miles O'Keefe, but I didn't have this one. So very cool. I was having a conversation with some of the kids at work about how they like those satirical comedy movies, like Scary Movie and the superhero movies. I haven't seen those newer superhero movie type things, but then we got into, I told them, like, you gotta watch Airplane and The Naked Gun and what's the one with Val Kilmer? It's getting hot in here. What was it called? Top Secret. And then those Landis movie, or Kentucky Fried Movie is another good one, and Amazon Women from the Moon, the cool, funny satire comedy movies. But then we both, all of us knew about these. I was thinking, I don't have these in my collection, so I got Hot Shots 1 and Hot Shots Part 2. Both of those on for $1 a piece. The selection is incredible at Rasputin's. There's just rows and rows of 99-cent movies. To hell with the Dollar Tree. Oh, these are funny with Charlie Sheen. Kind of also has that Airplane feel because the old Lloyd Bridges is in there. Being like a senile, retarded old guy, like sort of like an Airplane. I think the Man in Black, Carrie Elwes, is in this one. He kind of plays like the Val Kilmer. This really hot French girl, I think she's in both of them. This one, I think Charlie fights with James Liu in that kickboxer scene. Or it's like a spoof of Kickboxer where they dip their gloves into peanut butter and then like gummy bears instead of the turpentine and glass. So I'm glad I have these now. This is something I've always wanted, but I didn't want to spend more than $1 on them. But now I have them. Another cool movie I saw at the show with my wife before the kids were born. Danny Trejo and Machete. Really fun new movie. I like Robert Rodriguez movies. They're always really fun and over the top. I kind of prefer his stuff more to Tarantino's. Oh, this has got Smoking Hot, what's her name? Michelle Rodriguez. Oh, Jeff Fahey's in here. Don Johnson, Jessica Alba, Robert De Niro. Man, the list goes on. The bad guy in here is Steven Seagal, which is cool that he came back to be the bad guy. Danny Trejo had a small part in Mark for Death, I believe, back in the day with Seagal. So it's cool to see like the roles reversed a little bit, where in his later years he becomes a major Hollywood movie star. He usually plays like little bit parts. Really cool movie. And there was a second one I really enjoyed too. Well, I don't have that one. Oh, is this it? I guess I'll finish with this one. I already had it part of a compilation, but man, I love this movie. Gay for Gary Daniels here. Gary Daniels' Cold Harvest. Cool post-apocalyptic movie. Directed by Isaac Florentine. I'm not really familiar with his work. This is a cool, like, Western sci-fi post-apocalyptic, kind kind of feels like even like a cartoon or an anime or something, really over the top. All that cool martial art, like bar fights, like people getting knocked out of windows, knocked into tables. Gary Daniels, I forget if he's some kind of bounty hunter or a mercenary, and his twin brother and his wife are being transported through this really bad part of the world, and they all get hijacked by terrorists because the terrorists think there's something valuable aboard, but actually it's people with the antibody to the virus that wiped out mankind or whatever. The bad guy in here, what's that guy's name? Brian Ganese. He's a pretty over-the-top silly bad guy. The love interest in here is Barbara Crampton from like the Stuart Gordon movies. She's so gorgeous. Oh, Barbara Crampton. And I've seen her on Instagram lately, and she's just as hot as ever. She's got to be like in her 60s. I don't know if you can see her there. She was in like Reanimator and Castle Freak. What else? She was on a lot of From the Beyond, mostly like Stuart Gordon movies. Yeah, this is a cool action-packed sci-fi sort of western, really overlooked, underrated movie. Anything with Gary Daniels is badass, like super underrated. Like this guy's a stud. He's like Van Damme level of stud. He has like an accent, like he's British or something. But yeah, this guy's a stud in everything he's in. He's a pretty good actor too. Like everyone says, oh, these martial art guys can't act or whatever. This guy like has really good presence. He's not really that big of a name. Like some people never even heard of Gary Daniels. But man, he's in tons and tons of low budget straight to video movies, and they're all good. Oh, it's getting hot in here. I should have turned the AC on, but it gets too noisy. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful week and take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you next week. I kind of want to go back to making like my older type videos. Like I want to do my top 10 favorite video games of all time. I haven't done that in many years. And the little trend going around a couple months ago was the most impactful games. I think CM Retro did one, and The Completionist. I might just do my favorite games of all time because it's changed since my last video. I might do my top 10. This time I'm just going to do one per franchise. Last time I just flooded it all with Super Mario and Resident Evil. I'm going to try to do like keep it to one per franchise. So I might do something fun like that. I haven't talked about video games a lot lately. That brings up some good discussions. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week. Stay cool if you're in a hot place like I am.